Our next guest is a football legend, and he made his name as a star running back for our very own New York Giants.
Yeah. And now he's trying his hand at a new sport. Here to talk about running the New York City Marathon this weekend is former NFL athlete Tiki Barber.
Hey, Tiki.
How are you guys doing?
Great. In University of Virginia, Orange.
You were just clowning me about Virginia, but I look a lot like my brother, my twin brother, Rondé, right now,
we were there
who I think you were confusing me for in the break.
We were there at the exact same time. You were the man on campus.
Whoa.
I wrote for the school paper. I was the big nerd.
I was
and
the
you
nerd.
Were like, Tiki.
Oh, come on.
The girls loved it.
Are you saying he never gave you any attention?
I didn't
still
even
not the
exist.
truth. That is
I
not
was
the
toiling
truth.
away
That
at
is
the
not
paper.
the truth. I cared so much about the media that covered our team because we were good back then. If somebody was ignoring you and it happened to look like me, it was Rondé Barber.
That must be very convenient to always blame things on your twin brother.
You
right?
have no idea how convenient that is.
This man has a future in politics. I see it.
I didn't say that. That was my brother.
Lord was talking about.
I see.
Smart guy. Smart guy. Okay, so let's talk about the marathon.
Yeah, this is exciting.
What's it been like for you to train for this?
You know, it's challenging. In the NFL, you always had someone pushing you. Right? You're in a training session, you're in a game, you mess up, someone's picking you back up. But when you're out on the road and you're training for 2.5 or 3 hours and it's solitary, you're standing at the houses just going by and by, people in their cars waving at you, it's easy to just want to stop and quit. And you easily could, no one would know. So that made it challenging. But once I got into it and my body started to change, like I said, I lost 18 pounds. I look a lot like my brother now than I did when I was playing and outweighed him by 20 pounds. I feel confident. And it's also for a great foundation. You guys had CC and Amber here a couple of days ago. Their Pitch In Foundation does a lot for inner city kids here in the tri-state area, but also out in California where they're both from. And so when they asked, I said yes. And I set myself on a new athletic challenge, which I never thought I would be doing.
That's a great challenge. So what are you doing to prepare yourself for the big run, and how is that training different from what you did in football?
It's a lot of eating, which is similar.
Oh, that's a good thing.
You have to eat a lot of fat up until 3 days before. So tomorrow I start carbo loading because you got to run out. You're going to run out of energy at some point. You got to boost up your glycogen levels because you know that monkey that they say jumps on your back. That's when your glycogen dumps out of your body and lactic acid starts building up. So just being aware of that stuff, I think, is half the battle. When your body starts to reject, you got to replenish, hydrate, take some Gatorade, get some carbs inside of you on the run, and hope that the crowd, which I think is fantastic, pushes you on. I lived on the Upper East Side for most of my playing career, so I saw this marathon come through almost every year of my existence when I was playing for the New York Giants.
Now, how are you mentally preparing? Are you watching like Rocky movies?
No, you know, it's my wife. She found a video of a guy on a bike who rides the entire marathon, so you can see what to expect. And I know that from playing football. It's all about preparation. It's all about having your mind mentally prepared for what's around that next corner. So I've been watching these videos, trying to figure out, all right, where does this incline come? You know, where does this deep challenge, mental challenge come in the race, so that when I see it, I know to be prepared for it. It's half the battle in sports.
But what are you going to do once you get to mile 20? I mean, what's going to keep you going? Do you have some theme song, something in your head?
I was at the Studio Museum of Harlem event on Monday down at Cipriani. It was great. Tons of fantastic African Americans in that room. And these one couple came up to me and said, "Look, we live on 4 West 123rd Street, which is right down Fifth Avenue, which is one of the last stretches." I said, "Well, I'll look out for you guys. And when I see you, give me some oranges, give me something to push that last extra 5 miles down the road to get it finished." And you know, I'm ready. I'm prepared. I'm excited. And I think all the people out and all the money that we're going to raise is going to push me.
Do you have runner's fatigue at all? My sister's training. She's running on Sunday as well.
I heard that.
And she said,
good luck to her.
Thank you. I'll let her know that.
Please.
She went to UVA as well.
Party boy.
She was the troublemaker.
She was in a sorority, so she was really popular.
She was definitely a troublemaker.
Oh, good.
But a few weekends ago, she said, "I just don't want to run. I don't want to. I just want to sit."
Did she do her long run? Did she do her 20-miler? So when most people do that 20-miler, which I think is more for confidence than anything else, your body starts to say, "All right, I'm good," and your mind starts to say, "All right, I'm good."
Okay.
So I got a little bit of it, but I force myself to just get out and do some short runs, 5 miles, 10 miles, and stay with it because I don't want my body to quit. I'm all about not failing. I'm not scared to fail, but I'm all about not failing and preparing yourself not to fail is most of the battle preventing it.
That's true.
Now we have to talk about Orange is the New Black. That's one of our great shows. Yeah, you got the orange sweater on. I had to bring it up.
Yeah,
one of our favorite shows.
Yeah.
So how did that experience happen? How did you land the role? And how did you like being on the show?
There was a young lady that I knew from days doing Nickelodeon. You remember the Pick Boy, when Pick Boy first started on Nickelodeon? And so a friend of mine, Melissa Chusett, worked at Nickelodeon. I knew her for years. She called me up last year and said, "Do you know the show Orange is the New Black?" I said, "Of course I know that show." And I just happened upon it. It was kind of random that I started watching the show. And so she asked me if I wanted to do a cameo. I said, "Of course I'll do a cameo. What do you need me to do? Act like a football player?" She said, "No, you're going to be talking about French philosophy." And so I get on, and my cameo is about, a couple minutes. But I'm talking about French philosophy in this stoic, this whatever philosopher is saying this and that and the other thing, and the guy is looking at me like, "What? We're talking about the Giants, right? We're talking about the Cowboys. What's wrong with you?" But interestingly, that's how I am. You talk about me being the playboy on campus. I was the geek on campus at UVA. I was an MIS major. I was programming databases and all those other cool things.
You weren't smart. I'm just saying when you walked
that
around
was run day. That was run day.
The ladies were like, "Tiki!"
He's clearly sticking to his story, Lola.
Yeah.
So what
my
else?
story, and I'm sticking to it.
What else is next for you?
There's a lot of things that I have going on. I started a company a couple years ago called Thuzio, which is a marketplace for athletes and other entertainers to book engagements with different companies or individuals. And we've created a marketplace where there was no transparency. Now there's transparency. So it's been great. It's been fun. We're doing events all over the country and given our talent, our former players or entertainers, opportunities to monetize their brands. And we love it. We're having a great time doing it.
All right. Well, good luck
good to
this
see you.
weekend.
Thank you. I'm going to look out for your sister. And congratulations
Thank
to
you
you.
so
You hide it
much.
well behind the table. And nice, sleek.
What lies beneath?
We'll both be cheering for you from the sidelines this
Thank you.
weekend.
I appreciate
Congratulations
it.
and good luck. All
Good to
for
see you
good
guys.
cause for the
Make
Pitch
us
In
proud.
Foundation.
Wahoo wah, by the way.
Wahoo wah,
Wahoo
baby.
wah.
Make us proud.
God
Wahoo wah.
All right.
And you're watching Arise Entertainment 360.